Built in 1841, the church was acquired in 1996 by its current owners Molly and Jimmy Armstrong, who fell in love with it but had no idea what to do with it. After some years, they commissioned their son Nathan, an architect living and working in Tokyo, to design a Japanese-inspired home with a contemporary barn extension. The church became the functional living space, whilst the barn is the sleeping quarters. The Japanese influence is visible throughout, in the bedrooms, washroom, and in a tatami mat reading bed in the link corridor, and in the Japanese gravel garden. It's a very unusual fusion between Victorian Gothic and then this incredibly elegant, very light contemporary Japanese inspired style.
It's beautiful to live in, and it is calm, and it's the angularity of all the spaces that is so interesting for us.
This extraordinary family link as well, because it's your son Nathan that's done all the architectural work.
He's married to a Japanese girl, and he's living in Japan with his 3 sons. It's a bit far away for an architect, but we managed to set up a communication system which worked, really worked.
With Dad as project manager.
Yes.
Driving the dumper truck.
Yes.
Exactly. It wouldn't have been possible, I think, if it hadn't been Nathan providing very good working drawings. The working drawings, to me, were really the key to the finish of the project.
I mean, this is what's so extraordinary about this whole building, is there's nowhere to hide. With this perfection of detail, you can't sort of paper over the cracks or paint it a bright colour. It's all got to be absolutely perfect. So you must, as a family, be enormously proud of what you've done.
We are, but we enjoy it.
It really is an absolutely fascinating building. Let's go and see what Des thinks about the architecture outside. You must love this place, because it's got more architecture than you can shake an architecture-shaped stick at.
This is a project that's just got everything.
It's extraordinary, though. It's extraordinary.
The church is too small, so it had to be extended. 2 ways of doing it. You either make a replica of the church, which is very common in the way it would be done on most occasions. This is much braver, where we're doing something that blends in, where there's a confidence that it's going to blend in. It's not going to take away from the beautiful church. It's got a restoration, which is absolutely authentic. It's got lime, it's cleaned back the sandstone, slate roof, cast iron gutters, and then it's got the extension. And look at that. It is so simple. It doesn't take away from the church and doesn't crowd it. The little link keeps it politely away from it. The simplicity is the important element here. Who would have thought this little link works? But it is beautiful. Externally, it keeps the 2 parts apart. Internally, it's the most beautiful part of the house.
I think, to me, there's such a strong sense of personality through all of this, that everybody here, the design team, are making their own decisions. They're not worried about fashion, they're not worried about style, they're not worried about what other people think.
That's it.
They just like it, and so the emotion kind of carries you through.
Yeah. It presents itself beautifully. It sits so well in the countryside. It's great to see something so polite.
Well, Des has definitely been seduced by its complex simplicity, or should that be simple complexity? Let's go inside and see what Michael thinks. Well, I think you're being well and truly spot. Imagine, Michael, this is your first ever House of the Year contender. What a beauty.
It's unbelievable. And if this is what I have to look at my entire time here, I'm going to be so spoiled. They stripped this place back and created this amazing modern temple, maybe, if you will. So they've done all this lovely oak, this Irish oak that's here. And usually oak is a very cold wood to me. This is very warm feeling here. And they've done touches like that through the whole place. You don't feel like you're in this big, vast open space. It has a sense of warmth and comfort to it. The pod that's up here, where Molly does her needlework that she does, she can look at these gorgeous Gothic windows behind us. It's just lovely views everywhere you look.
This is a very, very elegant, very contemporary kitchen.
It is, and it works in here because it has a Zen-like quality to it. You know, it has the Corian countertops that are just beautiful, the way they're done. It's an easy workspace. You can get a lot done in here. It cleans up quickly, not a lot on the counters. Again, going back to that Zen feeling.
I mean, this is what they call in New York style manuals eclecticism,
It
isn't it?
is, at its best, I think.
Because it's
really
not bought off the shelf. It's
no,
something
it
that's
isn't.
grown.
It's personal, and there are things that most people say, oh, well, it's not in trend, it's not in style. Trend and style is about your personality, and this house is full of personality.
I reckon that's a T-shirt.
That's
That's a very good T-shirt slogan. Excellent. Well, it sounds like Michael is extremely impressed. Suzanne is checking out the living quarters. Let's go and catch up with her. It is all extremely clever because the reason the church feels so uncluttered is because all the living happens here, but very elegantly.
Beautifully designed. I mean, right through from the screens which divide the bedrooms, the Japanese bath, amazing.
yeah.
Oh, beautiful. It's just so well designed.
And again, these double height spaces, so that there's a constant feeling of space. But I mean, this is probably my favourite bit.
This is the most beautiful link corridor I think I've ever been in.
But it could, I mean, for most people, this would have just been written off because
Yeah.
it's just a space that unites the church with where everybody's living.
Yeah.
But here it's considered as an experience in its own right.
Well, it's a link from the past to the present. It's a link that is actually a relaxation area.
Yeah.
It's connected to the outside. You've got the beautiful Japanese garden. It's very, very zen.
I mean, obviously, a commercial development, a corridor area like this just simply wouldn't happen because it's a luxury of space. But obviously, for Molly and for Jimmy, they're making the decisions, they're calling the shots. And
Absolutely.
you can really tell they enjoy this.
But so much attention to detail has gone into this one space. The fact that you've got the Japanese garden outside and all the layers which are in that. Then you've got this tatami mat, which is lovely. It's so relaxing. There's a real serenity about this space. It's the attention to detail, even in the small things, which makes this so completely successful.
Well, there we have house number 1, Jimmy and Molly's Gothic church conversion with this extremely elegant Japanese-inspired new build annex. A fitting start to this year's quest to find House of the Year. Let's meet house number 2.